Here we are, everybody. Welcome to the 62nd Annual Armed Forces Day Parade in South Charleston. Here we are coming to you on D Street. I am one of your co-hosts today, Doug Scaff, with Dana Farrell and Chris Miller. And we are on a beautiful, sunny day. As you can see, the parade just kicked off. Dana, what do you think about this atmosphere today?
It's hot, but breezy. I mean, wasn't for the breeze.
Oh, we'd be scorched right now if it wasn't for the breeze.
But that's what you would expect. I think it's we're heading into May, and this is a long-standing tradition. I think it's a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to ask to narrate this parade.
I mean, we're heading into a time where, because of Memorial Day, we want to represent. We want to actually, thank all of the veterans that have served for our country in the past, right? And that's what this really is all about. The neat thing about the town of South Charleston is how active the community is here. You do not find a parade like this anywhere else around the state of West Virginia that is so awesome and great and really well produced. All of these people here have either are a part of the community or served in the armed forces, and it really is a fantastic thing.
Well, we can't do this when we're streaming live here at Charleston Gazette Mail and the HeraldDispatch.com HD Media. Big shout out to the Media Center. We definitely can't do this without our sponsors. This is the 62nd Annual Herbert J. Thomas Memorial Armed Forces Day Parade. You hear the sirens going. Let's give a shout out. First of all, I can't thank Chris Miller enough for being with us on set, Dutch Miller, and what they mean to the city of South Charleston and the state and all your businesses. Chris, thanks for supporting us.
Thanks, Doug.
Why is it so important to give back, to support this parade?
We are really, really big believers in giving back to the community, and we realize that our business doesn't exist without the community. And we look at it as our obligation to help make the community that we do business in better. It's that simple. And South Charleston it is absolutely the most warm and welcoming city that we've ever done business in. They are so engaged. They bend over backwards to help you any way they can. Frank Mullins, the mayor that's here, just does a fantastic job. And everybody that works for the city as well, they care. They care about what they're doing and what they're producing and what they're providing. And so it is just a fantastic, warm, welcome, open place. You never find this anywhere else in the country like you've got right here in South Charleston.
Well, I know South Charleston is probably one of the hottest places to do business in West Virginia,
yes,
that's for sure.
Yes, it
Chris,
is.
I know with the staff that you have, with the many people that work with you, I'm sure you have veterans that work with you and part of your staff as well.
Yes, we do. We have a ton. And our company was founded by my grandfather, Harold Douglas Miller, that fought in the Korean War and the World War II. He was a fighter pilot for the Black Sheep Squadron, so he served. Both my dad and my uncle served. We've got a family of service, too.
Let's give a shout out to the rest of the sponsors, Chris. It's tremendous to the veterans that you have work for you and the veterans all across South Charleston, West Virginia. Olive Tree Cafe and Catering, located right there at 333 2nd Avenue in the heart of South Charleston. Mike Jarouche does a fantastic job in his outdoor venue.
Great food.
Great food.
Oh, yes, no
Great.
doubt.
Go out
and
with the parade.
Little known fact about him, he used to be a boxer. He was a fantastic amateur boxer.
Is that right?
Yes, and really, really talented guy. Sparred with some world-class fighters. Nobody knows that about him.
You got in-home care, Loved Ones. They just do a tremendous job. They're going to even join us here later today, Loved Ones, to talk a little bit about what they do in providing in-home care. Comax, can't say enough about them for 23 years, business systems here in South Charleston. And then United Bank, Dana, United Bank, to what they mean to West Virginia.
West Virginia's bank is our motto. And
Hey.
Nothing more West Virginia than a parade like this to honor our militaries and our veterans that serve in our militaries. West Virginia is one of the top states in the country, if not the, in terms of participation in our military.
Well, as you see here, the South Charleston police officers, Chris, they're kicking off the parade.
They are here rocking and rolling. We've got Chief Brad Reinhardt, who, oh my gosh, I can barely talk. They can't even hear me now.
Yeah, South Charleston Police.
Yes.
45 officers.
They're hiring 6 more too, Dana, and the department's got 4 patrol shifts, a detective bureau, 2 school resource officers, 2 police canines, a metro drug unit, and have a plainclothes street crime unit, and they're looking for good applicants right now. If you want to talk about a fantastic job with fantastic benefits, South Charleston Police.
And Charleston Police Motorcycle Group came through with that. They're headed up by Officer John Garton. And they do a great job. They were out at Sissonville during our Christmas parade. They participate not just in Charleston, they're all over the Canal Valley.
It's a good day to ride, that's for sure.
Tell me about it, right?
They're out taking advantage of it. Charleston Police Motorcycle Club there. Thank you for all they do in their service.
Absolutely.
As you see, following them up there, South Charleston Fire Trucks, Dana, Chief Virgil White. They got them all shined up. I saw them out there washing the trucks earlier today, and I know Charlie Wilson was out there working hard, but great people there. They got a great crew, the black and orange.
Yeah, I love how they do their fire trucks in the black and orange. And, you talk about community. I mean, just like down at Marshall, everything's green. Here in South Charleston, it's orange and black.
Absolutely. One of the neat things, we're talking about guys that actually serve the communities as well, right? The police departments, the fire departments, they're here and they provide service just like the armed forces do. And they did a fantastic job during the pandemic. All of these guys got dealt with a stack of cards. It was really, really tough to deal with. Same thing as our nurses, same thing as a lot of our teachers. And they just did a fantastic job of really keeping stuff together when the pandemic was going on. And they deserve a lot of...
You can't say enough for those first responders. Yeah. And, having businesses in South Charleston, that's one of the things people move here for because of their city services.
Absolutely.
And, as we see the next car approach, this is our parade marshal, everybody. Ernest Bud Samples, the 2022 parade marshal. And there's something unique about here. He is riding in a 1967 Chevy, brand new. And he is a veteran of the Vietnam War, where he served in 1967. So in 1967, he wanted to have a Chevy from 1967 where he served. He went to South Charleston High School. I know he actually went to school with my father as well and he played football with another Scaff, Vic Scaff. He served in Nam, but he went over there and actually served for a couple years as an airplane repairman. And he served on the helicopters and worked for them. And he went over there. He was drafted right after high school. He was drafted and went over there. He's originally from Braxton County. Spent most of his life here in South Charleston. Graduated in 1966. Went right into the service. Been living here ever since.
So speaking of Braxton County, heading there after the parade. I'm heading up there for a graduation. But as you look at that vehicle, him coming down D Street right now on your screen, if you're watching on your smart device or TV, that could take you back to 1967. He just came back from military service, the Vietnam War, riding back in that vehicle, and I think that's such a fitting tribute to
1967. That's only 3 years away from my first car. My first car was a 1970 Malibu, and I had to scrape the outside of the windshield off as well as the inside in the wintertime just to get the thing to be able to, drive down the road.
He's got that baby blue color right there. Nothing screams 67 like that.
Oh, no. That is fantastic.
Well, once again, he is our parade marshal, Ernest Bud Samples, 75 years old, from South Charleston.
Yep. And this looks like the junior ROTC from South Charleston coming behind him, doesn't it? That's exactly who that is. And these are fine young men and women that go to high school right here in South Charleston.
You can see them. They do a better job. They're young men and women getting involved from high school. The junior ROTC, you can't say enough for what they do.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I spent a lot of time teaching and working up at South Charleston High School, and I can tell you I spent many a time I'd look out my window after school, and they were rappelling across the oak trees in front of the school. I mean, they train as hard as any unit there is.
All right.
Made in America right there. We got a flag here, Made in America now. And up next, we've got the Gold Star Mothers. The West Virginia Gold Star Mothers have lost their sons and daughters in the military. Their organization helps veterans throughout the state during the year. Projects include helping veterans with monthly bill payments, collecting supplies for the homeless, supporting Project Healing Waters, supporting the Honor and Remember Flag Ceremony program, and helping with Wreaths Across America programs throughout the state. These people bend over backwards to make the communities better, and they literally deserve a huge round of applause. They are just fantastic for everything that goes on around here.
An interesting fact to go along with that, we were doing a little research coming into the parade today, and West Virginia has lost over 10,000 people may have made the ultimate sacrifice for this country out of just the state of West Virginia alone.
Well, looky. There's a whole bunch of Corvettes coming up here. What's going
Chris,
on there,
that's right
guys?
up your alley right there. That's the Kanawha Valley Corvette Club. They started in 1974. They have over 100 members, and they're actually they're driving some of the members of the West Virginia Gold Star Mothers. They come from all over Kanawha Valley and West Virginia to participate. They meet here in South Charleston actually once a month over here at the Presbyterian Church. They have a very active group. They give a lot of volunteering. They give back to the Kanawha County Humane Society and various things across West Virginia.
Well, that front Corvette up there was one of the new models, and that's one of the mid-engine Corvettes. It's the first time that they have taken the engine. Instead of having it in the front, they've moved it into the mid of the vehicle, which is kind of like the back, and so it gives it a longer trunk and a shorter hood, and it really balances that out. They have kicked up that Corvette to an entirely new level. It's just incredible.
And you would know.
But,
Now, you know something about cars, Chris. I'll turn this over to you.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about cars.
Look at those.
Yeah, look at all these models.
Top down, it's the best day for it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And up next, we've got.
Let's see, Johnny Ross, I believe, is that.
There we go.
Hey, Johnny. There he is, Johnny Ross.
Yeah.
You can't say enough. He was a technician principal with the American Electric Power. Ambassador Ross retired from the U.S. Army Reserves after serving 28 years in the reserve program. He served 561st Corps. Fantastic person. Serves with West Virginia Employer Support of the Guard Reserve as we speak.
We got to meet him before the parade. Just class act individual.
I know there's Frank Mullins right there driving
There's
a
the
Grand Wagoneer from Dutch Miller Chevrolet. Frank's been mayor here since 2007. His wife's with him, Sherry, and that's Joey Gresham driving the vehicle. Anybody in
He's a local South Charlestonian, that's for sure.
Absolutely. He's an institution in himself.
Yeah, Vera McCormick there and the county clerk coming through, and she's just fresh off of being a win in the primary, and she'll face off in
Yeah, she knows a little thing or two about elections, isn't that true?
I know she was asking me who her delegate was here for South Charleston. I said, I think he's wearing a red shirt today.
Well, hey, as we see here, we hear the first band coming down the street, Dana.
South Charleston, Pride of South Charleston High School, the Black Eagle Band, and obviously it wouldn't be the same without them participating, being a part of this.
And everybody, we got Mike Giroux here with the Olive Tree right here sitting with us. Mike, were you ever in the band?
I was, to be honest with you. Before I got big and athletic, I was first chair playing the flute until 7th grade. Then they gave me the option.
Nice.
They said either you're going to get in a boxing ring and wrestle, or you're going to play the flute.
So Mike and I both box, and another little known fact that Mike and I have in common is we both sing. So Mike used to be a fantastic singer and still does it to this day.
Well, it's a matter of opinion. But these guys are sounding great. Listen to this band. I tell you what, let's give a listen to them for just a second. Walking by here.
South Charleston Black Eagles right there. That's my alma mater. They do a fantastic job. They always come out, rain or shine, participate in these parades.
Having worked there, I spent a lot of time listening to them in the hallway. So it's great to hear them out here in public. All right, and that's the South Charleston High School ROTC color guard.
Color guard right there with the marching band, Black Eagles. There it is, the Black Eagle marching band. We got Mike Giroux. We got Kate. Let's see where we got Azim. Azim, come over here to the set. Azim, this is our first Armed Forces Day parade.
And coming up next is the GFWCWV Women's Club of South Charleston. And you talk about ladies that do a fantastic job working inside of the community, right?
Oh, absolutely. You got to have that. Like I said, every community has strong people that make extra commitment to the community.
And these guys are bigger than that. I mean, they're part of an international women's organization that, is dedicated to improving, enhancing lives of others through volunteer service. That's awesome.
Yep.
It's awesome this day and age to see that.
Just passing with the South Charleston Public Library and the director, Todd Duncan. And their various services include books, audiobooks, and movies, and all kinds of stuff.
As you see, everybody right here, you got Sam Wood in front of us. Sam Wood, welcome. Colonel Sam Wood, U.S. Army retired from U.S. Army Corps, engineer. It's over 20 years active duty service from 1972 to 1992, and associates. Colonel Sam Wood, he served at Fort Carson, the 52nd Engineer Battalion in Colorado. He served numerous years. Sam is airborne, jump master, ranger, special forces qualified. He symbolizes all that we represent today in the Armed Forces Day Parade. He lives here in South Charleston with his wife, Wenda, his son, Samuel Wood, and he's a member of the Greater South Charleston Chamber of Commerce.
Now, look at that Marine little kit car there, man. When you see something like that, that's probably something from the back in the 30s, isn't it?
That's a classic right there.
Yes, sir, it is.
The thing about Sam Wood, he walked the parade. He had the option to ride, he walked it.
I love it. And then we got the American Legion Post 20 right here in Charleston, West Virginia, passing through. And we got somebody else coming up in the slingshot. Who we got in the slingshot, Doug?
It was POWs.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's one ride right there. That's catching everyone's attention, that's for sure.
Doug, that's a wonderful thing about South Charleston with everything that's going on in the world today. People that still honor the flag and honor our veterans. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's almost like a bygone era, it seems, but it's incredible and it's wonderful to be part of it. Wow. It's wonderful to be have a business and be working hard and located in South Charleston.
West Virginia has over 2,100 Air Guard personnel and over 4,200 Army Guard active right now, and over 2,000 staff to support those young men and women.
And they have a huge economic impact here in the state, too. We are so lucky to have the support of the National Guard here in the state that is much stronger than most other states when you look at our overall per capita population. So
you got a mixture
these
here
are
of
a
Army.
huge deal for us here.
And we think that,
Yeah.
Sergeant Abernathy there with West Virginia Army recruiting over here in South Charleston and Barbersville will come on the set and join us in just a little while. He was part of that color guard.
Well, the National Guard, they do so much more ever since the September 11 tragedy. They're helping out and give back to the communities and during different tragedy happenings across not only West Virginia but across the country. You see right here we have, look at that. Is that a Humvee right there, Dana?
That's a part of the National Guard too, isn't it?
That's part of the
Yes,
National
sir,
Guard.
it is.
Right.
That's the one thing I love about right here in West Virginia. We might have stuff going on around the country where people are criticizing people for service, and that doesn't happen here in West Virginia.
Not here, definitely
We respect
not in West
and
Virginia.
appreciate, the people that serve, and the police, the fire, nurses, teachers, and especially the military. It's just one of the things
Did you know that the Department of Defense, the U.S. military, is the largest employer in the United States? And actually the largest consumer of energy in the United States. And, in order, we talked about how many West Virginians serve in the military. Only 25%, or less than 1 in 4 high school graduates are eligible in terms of being fitness ready and academic ready to join the military. And it's actually the most educated force in the United States as well. At 99.9% of the military force has at least a high school education or GED.
And you just saw the VFW post 3466 there. William White was driving there. We're passing out candy. We got flags, American flags, like Mike said, everywhere. It's great to see everybody flying them and waving. Look at the kids down the street waving the flags.
We got some old cars coming through here, Doug, as well. Look at that. We got some old Mustangs coming up. It looks like a Charger.
What is that, a 67?
Looks like it. Looks like it.
You're watching the 62nd annual South Charleston Armed Forces Day Parade, brought to you by Dutch Motor Auto Group, Comax Business Systems, United Bank, and Olive Tree Cafe and Catering. 62 years, guys. That would be, 1960? And the first one in the country.
Danny, you're knocking the cover off the ball with the math. I'm impressed.
And the first one, Harry S. Truman helped get started in 1950. As a result of trying to combine separate days for each of the branches of the military, we said we'll put them all together.
Love it.
We have every branch here of the military represented. We just saw United States Marine Corps when their Jeeps passed through. They supporting their troops. The Army was here. We saw Air Force earlier.
Man, look at that Mustang. That thing's gorgeous.
Is there anything more American?
No.
That was my first car.
Well,
was
a pickup
68.
truck. No way.
I had a 68 Mustang Coupe, yeah.
What color was it?
Canary yellow.
Oh, that's so you. I can just see that.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I can just see that.
So Mike, are you going to have those fans over there on your patio ready for us after the parade here?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's already packed out there.
Well, your place is always packed. It is. The food is off the charts, Mike. I mean,
Trying to make a little money so we can afford to buy another
Veterans
car.
of Four,
well,
VFW
you got
there
to,
group.
right?
VFW group there, and it's Chevelle from Madison, West Virginia.
Yep, American Legion, Ford Mullins, Post 94
Yep.
from South Charleston. Thank you to our service right there for our men and women that are in the parade today.
Yeah, look at that Humvee right there.
Yeah. Again,
That almost looks like
Another-
a Sherpa, doesn't it?
nationally, less than 0.5% of the population currently serving in our military. As we said, that's 1.4 million active duty, 1.1 million also in the Guard and Reserve, and over 700,000 people in the support and administration of our military.
Well, here's a very loud fire truck coming through, and it's an old model fire truck. Who we got coming up next? Do we know?
That's
Company A right there.
in memory of Christopher Samples, driven by Roger Wright, longtime South Charlestonian public service employee down here, public worker, does a fantastic job. That's a great tribute to Christopher Samples.
Yeah,
Love it.
you think about these families, and we talked about the Gold Star mothers, but anytime anybody serves, that family is also serving with them. The sacrifices they have to make to support their loved ones while they're serving, it's just incredible. And I know we had the trips that we took all night driving to Fort Benning and to Fort Gordon when our son was in the military. It's just sacrifices there, but you wouldn't trade anything for it.
Now, if there's a winner
Look at
for
this
a
float
parade
right here.
float right there, that's it, Doug, isn't it?
Look at this.
Well, the Convention and Visitor Bureau, South Charleston, they always do a fantastic job. Vicky and Dale and all of them that put this together. Look at that float right there.
That is awesome.
That symbolizes
Land
excellence
of the
right there.
free.
Great job
Absolutely.
putting on this parade. Great job with the float.
And up next, we got Ann Bailey, the Ann Bailey chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, which is the DAR. And they're all people that are direct descendants of people that fought in the American Revolutionary War.
And again, West Virginia's service to our military dates back all the way to the American Revolution.
That's exactly
really
right.
and further into the French and Indian Wars.
Well, yeah, right.
So it's just, this area that is now West Virginia has had a long-standing history of standing up and stepping up for our country.
Just had the QBE 97.5 van go through, and now we've got the Davis Creek Fire Department coming up. Talk about another group of guys that does a fantastic job is the Davis Creek Fire Department.
Davis Creek Fire Department, just not too far from here, just right on the edge of the city limits, out along Corridor G. You know, an interesting fact that during the very first Armed Forces Day Parade, and that one took place in Washington, D.C., their B-36 bombers were flown over every U.S. capital, including right here in Charleston, West Virginia.
God, look at this old tractor, man. This is the West Virginia Antique Engineer and Tractor Association, and my gosh, that looks like the first model John Deere that's ever been produced. Model number 1 right there.
I think my lawn tractor's not too far removed.
And there's the Rourke Sullivan Lifeway Center, too.
Well, joining us now on set is another one of our sponsors. Welcome to the set today. They represent loved ones. Welcome to the parade here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us real quick about loved ones and what it means to be a part of this parade.
Well, we appreciate our veterans. We try to serve our veterans by going in and doing in-home care, keep them in their homes and not in nursing homes. We do people that's disabled. And we help them with their bathing, dressing, grooming, like fix their meal, do their laundry, and some light housekeeping.
God bless you, Mark Curtis. Channel 13 here, representing a lost loved one there.
There's Spencer Atkins that came through.
Watched
There's
them
the
last
Storm Tracker
night.
13 van. Yeah.
I watched 13 last night, hoping the weather was going to be a little bit cooler than this.
That's what we do here. We go
Right.
back and forth. We are interrupted by some of these people who are coming up handing us flags. They're handing us candy, right, Chris? And
That's right. We got candy here if anybody wants them. We got the Rand Fire Department pulling through as well. Bright yellow fire truck. You don't see that too often.
No.
But, we talked about our sponsors. Thanks again to Dutch Miller, Olive Tree, Loved Ones, United Bank, Comax. I mean, you can't say enough. You can't put this parade on without them.
Look at that old car.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Huh.
Air Force.
Well, here's Leela Williams, who's Miss West Virginia Junior High School America. Those young ladies always
Give us
do
a
it.
wave.
Yeah, they're really, really neat. They spend a lot of time giving to the community and also really understanding issues that impact the state. So,
Well, here's the old Cub Scout pack 195, Meredith H. She's in there, I think, driving. She leads the pack there.
I was a Cub Scout. Were you a Cub Scout?
I was a Cub Scout. I made it up to Weeblos.
Nice. I did Weeblos as well, and I didn't do Boy Scouts. You know, got too busy with sports.
That's right. There's
That's
our Cub
something, yeah.
Scouts.
And we certainly want to, if you're in your community, you need to check it out. Try to support your local Cub Scout troops, and they certainly need your support.
Don't forget the Girl Scouts, too.
Oh, absolutely.
The Girl Scouts, that's right.
Home of the best cookies ever.
Yes, sir.
I just got a problem with them, so anytime my wife buys them, I wind up eating them.
Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, it's just a great way to get your children started. I know I was involved there for 3 years. And speaking of being involved, look behind them there, Chris. You got one of our favorite restaurants, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, quit it. I'm ready already for a sandwich.
Well, guess what? As fate would have it, Mr. Farrell brought out. Yeah.
All right.
Look
I'm
at
dealing.
there.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Oh, we got Tootsie Rolls here. They're
I
throwing
love it.
candy. Chick-fil-A, Tom Minton does a great job out there at Southridge Chick-fil-A, always giving back to the community, supporting high school sports as well.
And talk about who should have been in charge of COVID testing, right? Chick-fil-A. Imagine what they did with their drive-thru. If they would have been in charge of doing COVID tests, we would have been out of this thing a lot quicker.
Well,
It would have been awesome.
We should have put them in charge of who's coming up next in the parade.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They do.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that the truth?
Oh,
Probably should put them in charge of helping me service cars too. Good grief. That's one of the biggest issues in our industry right now is we get customers coming in and they've got to wait 2 and 3 weeks for parts. It's nuts.
It's got to be.
It's nuts. Here's the Charleston Fire Department Part 2. They've come in through again for a second time. Looks like a different fire truck.
all right. Next, I think we have Ann Bailey. Yes, the Ann Bailey chapter. National Sons of Daughters, American Revolution right there, the Ann Bailey
Yep.
chapter.
Yep. Looks like we got a canine unit coming up
Look at
too.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this float right here. There's
First responders
Mr.
float
O'Reilly's
right there.
float there. There he is.
Looky there.
He's working on that. 2 honks for Old Glory.
I love it. It says right on the side too, why freedom is not free, and they're exactly right. It's all these people here today is why it's not.
You know, he's a gentleman who's trying to get out of the van. Now, he's doing a lot now. He and his wife are retired, and they're putting together their savings. They want to give out an award each year to one of our men and women, our heroes, local heroes, and I think one of the first recipients is going to be Chief Brad Reinhardt here in South Charleston. They just want to give back, use some of their retirement to give back to those first responders.
Look at that.
Coming up, I think this is a tribute to, after K9 units, tribute to Ukraine.
Uh-huh. And we got another slingshot. Who's that one?
The slingshots are popular. You get the top down.
Right. There's Skylar's pack and the bully attack. Skylar and the sycamore leaves. Looks like a pray for Ukraine, and they got some.
There it is. Well, as you all can hear, that signifies one thing. The Benny Keatum Shriners are coming up, fellas. And they are
Passing through is the Heart and
Heart
Hand
and Hand.
organization. Their outreach
Big South
ministries
Charleston.
thing. Yes.
Now we're about to kick it up a notch.
Oh, boy, here we go. This is my kind of person right there, swinging a sword with a beard and shirts off, dancing in a parade. I mean, I don't know
Don't
this
get any
guy.
ideas for a commercial.
I don't know him, but I like him already.
the Benny Keatum Shriners. You know, they're down there. The Shriners are based on in Charleston. They've been a part of the community. Back in 1896, beautiful summer day in Charleston. There was 8,000 people, and the Shriners were formed.
That guy should have been in the front of the parade, all I can tell you.
Yeah, definitely.
The Oriental Band here, legendary. I remember when I was a youngster, that was my favorite part of the parade, watching the Oriental Band. Always a highlight. They do so much. They give back to the Shriners hospitals, help bring smiles and entertain people. Since 1922, they've been given to the Shriners Hospital Association.
Now, I haven't been around since 1922, but the Shriners have been a part of every parade I've been around in Canal Valley since I was a kid.
Let's listen to them here.
Are you ready? Time it. Ready? Hey! Now, Danny, you need one of those to ride around Sissonville. You just need that right there.
There you go. That's showroom material.
Yeah. So the Shriners, I mean, they represent the Benny Keatum Clowns, the Benny Keatum Highlanders Band, the Bagpipes, the Benny Keatum Oriental Bands.
They do children's transportation. They do a lot here for the community. And we got a fun clown car coming up, too. Wait to see this thing. I take that back. It wasn't the old car that you needed. You need this clown car down just to ride around Sissonville. Cruise to the hallways in the high school will be perfect.
There you go.
We are children at heart. There you go.
Look at that thing right there.
There's the clowns.
How do you even fit in that? That's what I want to know.
How do you get out?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Very carefully. I think that's the answer.
There's your next commercial.
I think you're onto something. I've been trying to talk Dana into driving around Sissonville in that.
I'm just trying to figure out, how he got into that. His knees have to bend twice backwards. What's a parade without some clowns?
Right? You know, we got
That's
three
not
crowns.
counting us.
We got three clowns sitting up here already, and a guest.
The organist.
There we go. Great job.
Here's John Young, which is a capital of the NSDAR, which is National Sons and Daughters of the Revolutionary War. And then we got the Storm Chaser, WSAZ News Channel 3 Traverse, that actually came from Dutch Miller Chevrolet. Imagine that.
Well, the idea that the storm chaser is in the parade, not chasing a storm right now, is kind of comforting in itself.
It's chasing the rear of the parade. You know? Right? And I think that's it, really. That's
What a parade! What a tribute! To, you know, it's
Absolutely.
great. I want a chance to hear from Chris, and we got interrupted. we got interrupted. Here we had the Shriners band. We couldn't hear ourselves think up here, but I was introducing another one of our sponsored loved ones. Tell us a little bit about your organization and what it meant to participate again today.
Again, I want to thank all our veterans for their sacrifices. And what we do is we go into seniors and people with disabilities and help them stay in their homes. We do like housekeeping, fix a meal, help them with their bathing, dressing, grooming. We try to keep them active. If they want to play a game, we'll play a game. I'm not very good at cards, but heck.
God bless you.
God bless
what you're doing. And how are you guys funded?
We do private pay, and then it's Medicaid and Medicare.
Medicare. So are you a 501c3? Do you accept contributions too?
We haven't before.
Got it. I was going to say, because if you did, it's perfect time to give a pitch out there to let everybody know where they can go to make a contribution.
And you're always looking for people to work, too, and help you out, correct?
Yes, sir. We're always looking for people who want to help people stay in their home. And
give her a shout, 744-4081. You're always looking for good people.
Listen, we all have loved ones that are older and aging, and the stuff that you guys do right there on the ground with them to make sure that their experience in life at the latter part of life is, taken care of. So you're doing incredible work. You really are.
Yeah.
Thank you again for all you're doing. I think that as people age in West Virginia, they want to stay in their homes.
Yes.
They want to live out those final years of their life in their homes where they're comfortable, and what you all do is to make them comfortable is fantastic.
And their family members can work for them and be paid to take care of them, because a lot of times people have to quit their jobs to take care of mom or dad.
And you can help arrange that, right?
Yes,
you
sir.
can help arrange if you've got family member that needs cared for and you want to be there taking care of them, then she can actually help arrange to where you can be paid through the state to do that. That's
Correct.
just
phenomenal.
Talk about something that's awesome.
Yeah. So many ways that, people on a day like today, people look, what can I do? What can I do? Contribute and help out. These people make the sacrifice to serve our country. And this is just one little way. I think they can reach out there and do that. And rather it be financially, as Chris said, or with your time.
Yeah.
We have people that have retired and they want to do something, and this is something they can do, is help somebody to stay in their home.
Well, Chris, that you can't thank enough what they do. I can't thank you enough for what you do with the community here. I mean, this was your first parade color commentary. What'd you think?
This is a blast, man. Are you kidding me? I got to hang out with Dana and Doug for about an hour and just talk's all we did. It was a good time.
That's right. It comes fast, doesn't it? You're shuffling all these papers here, but
flies by.
Big thank you to all of our men and women who served, all of the loved ones that we've lost through the years, and their sacrifices they made to all their families. It's a great tribute.
Yeah, just an awesome parade. You get everybody from the community coming out to support this service, the people that have served our country, from fire and police and on to the veterans and anybody that does charitable work here in the area. It's just, where do you find that in America? Like, this is just,
absolutely,
it's still alive right here in West by God, Virginia.
This is an epitome of that. If you're out there watching, no matter what part of the state or country you're at, tell us about what you're doing on this Armed Forces Day Parade. Maybe your community is having something special, or there's a lot of different ways to recognize our armed forces. I know there are shows and there are exhibitions and different ways to do it, and then of course the parade. So tell us a little bit about what's going on in your area, and we'll be happy to share that on our social media.
And I just want to give another shout out to the City of South Charleston, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Vicki Vaughn. She worked tremendously putting this together, and her staff and all the parade volunteers. Mayor Frank Mullins. They know how to throw a parade down here in South Charleston. The weather cooperated, beautiful breeze, warm summer day here. You can't beat it. What a tribute.
No doubt. And you just don't find cities around the country that are run like this either. You don't, the one-on-one individual excellent service you get. I mean, I could talk for hours about the kind of experience we've received from being right here doing business in South Charleston. The police department jumps up and takes care of you anytime you got something going on. Yep. The mayor will meet with you face to face, and anytime you've got an issue, and actually actively fix it. So it's incredible.
And we have one more guest trying to sneak on over here. If he could jump in here, he wanted to explain his float and what he's doing here to give back. Thank you again for your sponsorship and being a part of this and all you do. So big shout out again to all our sponsors, Olive Tree Cafe and Catering, Mike Jarush and his family. Oh, now we got the wind coming through here. Located 2nd Avenue over there, the heart of South Charleston, Olive Tree Cafe and Catering. Go check out his patio if you haven't. Comax, 23 years, business systems and solutions here in South Charleston on D Street. United Bank, South Charleston Parade sponsorship. Thank you again for all you do for the community and throughout West Virginia. And Dutch Miller, can't thank you enough for what you do, not only for this parade, but your continued support through it. You know, when you support all those high schools and giving back and the charities and the work that you do, you're not only a businessman across West Virginia but you constantly give back.
I appreciate you saying that.
So we got another guest here joining us, Chris.
How are you, sir?
Welcome to the set.
First thing I want to do is give credit to Vicki Vaughn and the city of South Charleston. They should be #1 in the state for putting on a show like this. Patriotism. They're going to be leading the country in a program that I've got.
Well,
the other is, without sponsors, things can't happen. So we thank you for sponsoring this.
Just doing our part like everybody else.
Tell
us again.
If you had cars, you'd be selling 100
Tell
of
me
them.
about it. We actually had 2 in the parade. And
okay. You got plenty.
Yeah, we had a Grand Wagoneer and a Jeep Gladiator.
Tell us about what you and your wife were doing and about the nice float that you had in today's parade.
Doug, I tapered went off.
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good.
I designed patriotic type trailers and traveling murals for veterans situations and for home and for first responders. I'm starting after a year and a half of research. I'm finally getting organized to have, under the direction of Woody Williams, I'm getting a nationwide program called the Renewal of Patriotism. Why freedom is not free. And the objective of it is to form a team among the military, veterans, current military, first responders of the wide swath of first responders that it takes to this country going, and to educate and inform.
Let me say, if somebody wants to help get involved with what you're doing, somebody wants to help you, how would they get in contact with you?
Pardon me, Dana, but my hearing is.
How would somebody contact you to get involved?
How did I get involved?
Now, how would somebody contact you if they want to help you?
304-550-5024. Best text number in town.
Well, I know when he explained to me, he wanted to give back. You wanted to give back to the community. You wanted to help the first responders. You're going to create an award. You're going to recognize an outstanding serviceman or woman across West Virginia, and you and your wife are using some of your retirement to create some sort of tribute. Is that correct?
Hey, look, I'm going to make it to you very plain and simple. My wife and I have been blessed to be on this earth 173 years between us. Times 365 days is $63,240. That's the money in the bank that we want to pay back to the veterans and first responders. We owe it. We owe it to our country, we owe it to our state, and we owe it to our city. It's as simple as that. So I will do whatever it is needed to that direction.
And that's because, like you said, freedom's not free.
Yep. God bless you.
Like you said, freedom's not free.
God bless you, and thank you for all that you're doing. I know we can't thank you enough, and for other people. We're going to be wrapping up here. Chris, final comments?
This was an absolute blast. It's so great to see a community come out like this and be so engaged to support our veterans and support the people that service the communities. This is just a special place, and you don't find this across America, but you do find it in West Virginia, and in particular right here in South Charleston, West by God, Virginia. I love it.
Dana?
Yeah, thank you first to our sponsors to help make this possible today. If you're watching it, obviously without them you would not be able to do that. So, make sure you patronize those people. And as I said when I came on, it's an honor to be asked to be able to be here and narrate this, because the people that make up this parade are what make this country great.
I almost feel like we should end the show with the Pledge of Allegiance or something like that, Doug,
sing the Star Spangled Banner or whatnot.
Right?
But, hey, I just want, for all those watching out there, or if you want to go back and watch again, this will be archived at Charleston Gazette Mail website, heralddispatch.com. We keep all of our stream parades. The Charleston Christmas Parade was the first. Big shout-out to Dan Shreve, the Media Center, Ethan, and everyone. Once again, thank you to Chris. Thank you for Dana to joining us. And we'll see you again next year, hopefully at the 63rd Annual Armed Forces Day Parade.
We'll be ready.
That's right.
Thanks so much for including us, guys.
God bless you all. God bless America. And God bless all those men and women who served us well.
God bless America. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Good evening.